I've been vegan since 2005, so nearly 8 years.
It's because I was brought up on a farm for a short period of my life, and I'd feed these animals every day, and I would talk to them every day, and that might seem crazy, but I did, a kid, and in time it would come to a point where, it had to be killed, and I would have to assist, in killing this animal, and then they'd, sit it and we'd have to eat, what we couldn't sell, and I was forced to eat my friend, basically.
No, I tried a vegetarian once for a week, but didn't make it. I lost a few hours short. I was walking past Leonard's and they had a chicken thing frying up at the front, and I had some sausage.
I was vegetarian for 2 years before that, and then moved on to veganism.
What made you change?
I had a lecturer in uni who was a vegetarian and then went vegan, and a lot of friends who were also vegetarian and went vegan. And they, I think they set a good example for me and made me start thinking about the choices that I was making every time I eat. And they sort of didn't push me or challenge me or anything, but one day my professor said, "Why don't you go vegan?" And I sort of didn't have a good answer why not, so I just did it. And I'd probably go back and eat pizza every now and then, but it was actually a lot easier than I ever thought it would be, and I haven't eaten pizza since then.
I had a friend do it once. It didn't turn out too well for him, so pass.
Only a year ago, just under a year ago, but I was a vegetarian for 2 years before that.
Me, I'm vegan because I'm opposed to the exploitation of animals, and I don't think, the health benefits are a really great side effect, and the environmental benefits, but I don't think that raw food veganism is necessary for the ethics that I'm interested in.
Humans do have a natural compassion for animals. You see it with their pets and dogs and cats and animals that society depicts as pets or whatever.
Actually, it's interesting. There was a story like that on TV the other night, and they were saying how they treat their animals before it goes to the shelf. And I think as much as it probably does make a difference with the taste of the meat, I think it's probably better to know that it was, they lived a good life before it happened.
If somebody said free range, I want to try and go for what I think I'm doing the right thing, but you just don't know. And I see those stories as well. I think, shit, perhaps I should be not getting that because it was a bit cruel and stuff. But then I think I like stir fry. I know that this may have suffered, but you know what? I'm hungry. It tastes so good.
Who do we think that we are to be so superior to decide who can live or die? We look at them. They're conscious beings. They're conscious. They dream. They feel, they can be afraid, they're smart, and we just choose what their life is about,
Sort of an informal group of people that's really just kind of started up, and at the moment we don't have meetings or events or anything like that. It's just about knowing who the other vegans in Townsville are and getting together to eat food. So far we've had one picnic and we've got another one coming up this weekend, and the first event that we're doing is World Vegan Day stall at the uni next week.
Digestion just got amazing, lost weight, skin cleared up, I had insomnia, gone, I was constantly dependent on laxatives, anxiety, had really bad anxiety, just clarity of mind, everything. It was really good, like digestion, clarity of mind, great sleep, like...
I mean, humans don't need to eat animal products to be healthy. We need certain nutrients and certain minerals, and they can come from anywhere. And it's just knowing where they come from. And I think a lot of vegetarians and vegans are probably a lot healthier than omnivores because we actually think about what we're eating.
Overall health, and hardly ever go to the doctor anymore. Yeah.
Sometimes. I think in terms of socially with my friends and things, they all know that I'm vegan because I've been vegan for so long, so it's not a problem when I go over to people's houses and things. Eating in restaurants in Townsville can be a bit challenging sometimes, so that's one of the reasons that we started this Townsville Vegans Facebook page, was so that we could kind of share ideas about where the food is and things. And in terms of buying like groceries and things, I think it's definitely getting easier. I think there's just more awareness in society generally about food. And people are getting more adventurous with their palates and things. So I think there's a lot more variety in the mainstream supermarkets. And there's also the Asian grocery stores in Townsville and the health food stores and things where you can find the sort of slightly weirder ingredients. Like, I'm really happy that when I eat, every time I eat something, it's living my ideals. It can be a little bit inconvenient when you go to a function or a restaurant and there's really no options. And so I was at a conference in September and the vegan options were fruit, basically. So I was a little bit hungry for a couple of days. And then on Saturday, not the Saturday of the conference, this was in Brisbane, I went to like 6 different vegan restaurants in Brisbane and ate just so much food. So I sort of made up for the inconvenience. The easiest thing about being vegan in Townsville is eating a lot of fresh fruit and veggies, and a lot of that is grown here or nearby here. And now that I have a house, I moved into a house in April, so I'm growing a lot of my own stuff now, which is really good as well. And it's a healthier way to eat. It's a really cheap way to eat because we shop at the markets and we spend a lot less on groceries than a lot of my friends do. Because I'm committed to ending animal exploitation, it's a lifestyle, not a diet. And I think there's a little bit of a difference amongst most vegans between someone who's a vegan who adopts the lifestyle and someone who eats a plant-based diet and doesn't necessarily do the other stuff. So I stopped buying wool when I lived in New York, and it's not necessary in Townsville. And I buy shoes that are vegan.
Yeah, but there's Sprout and there's Organic Goodness, and because I joined this Townsville permaculture group.
Yep.
And they've got like a subgroup called Food Matters, and it's all people, they grow their own veggies and they build their own sort of like sustainable architecture and things like this. Yeah, and so I talk to them, and you know, they get really into raw foods and vegan foods and vegetarian foods, and it's really nice, community based.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
I think Australia is better than the US at having lots of really affordable vegan cosmetics. So at like the discount chemist chains, you can get vegan shampoo and conditioner and lotion and all of that stuff really, really easily. I like Plant Essentials in Townsville because they make their own products here, and they're all vegan and organic and plant-based and locally made, so in terms of carbon footprints and packaging and things like that, it's all better, and it's supporting local business. So I think it's pretty easy wherever you are to live those ideals.
Completely. Definitely. And just like, you know, with global warming and like environmental issues and growing population and deforestation, and because everywhere we put our money, you know, we're supporting something, you know, and it's we need to follow that money to know what we're really supporting, and we need to do it local, to do it, you know, renewable energies and renewable resources. And if we can do it, because we can do it in our sort of own area, you know, we have all this land that's used for cattle, and you think like you could just be growing you know, grains or fruit trees or, you know, mango plantations, and think how much more food you'd have from doing that. If I start my day with like 5 oranges, and it might seem like a high quantity, but they're so full of water content, it's hardly any calories, so you need to eat a lot to get your calories. But my energy levels are just crazy. Like, I'm just, you know, you want to go out, you want to run, you want to, you know, if you do it for a few days, you know, try it out. You wake up in the morning and you jump out of bed. Like, there's so many people, they wake up in the morning and they just feel like zombies. And they think, you know, oh, I'm just not a morning person. No! Your nutrient levels are crap. Like, you need to start eating well, you know. It's like a whole new world opens up. Like, you don't only realize the ethical like parts of it. There's the health, you know, the diet, and like the benefits of the diet, and then, you know, you have the environmental aspects as well. Like, it's just yeah, it's the best decision I've ever made.